Hey everybody, this is Darksied, and welcome back to part 38 of our Dark Souls walkthrough, continuing in Lost Izalith. Okay, now as I said, I'm not going to gather up any of the items right around here. I can't remember any of them being terribly important. I always reserve the right to change my mind about that. So we're going to go ahead and continue on up and take care of one quest and get one area out of the way before we go toe-to-toe with the boss of this level. Now, before, you might remember my telling you about a specific spot where Sigward would have been had I completed on his quest chain. I did actually go back and finish that up, specifically so he would be here whenever I got here. And there are a couple of different options on things that you can do with him here. You can actually extend the quest once more, or you can actually finish the quest and get a pretty cool ring. I chose to actually go with the ring instead of getting the Titanite slab, which you can get for continuing on. I know there's a lot of people out there that actually will choose to continue it, go do the quest itself, get the slab, and then wind up turning on Sigward and killing him to take the ring later. As far as I know, that's the only way to do both. Anyway, once you come down here, you will get ambushed by many of these rock statues, and they're literally all over the place. They're not particularly hard. Just keep in mind that they're all over, and take them out quickly before they have a chance to breathe their fire. Most of the time you won't have any problems, though, because they don't exactly move very fast, and they're fairly predictable. But as I said, there are a great number of them. I got two with one shot there. That's always good. Of course, in a very low-hanging area, so big weapons like this are probably not the best to be using. You'd want something that's not going to constantly be hitting the ceiling. Okay, this is the last of these guys right here in this area. Now up the stairs there, you'll see that you've got a rather bizarre looking creature. This is what they call a Chaos Eater. And they can be fairly deadly. One of the biggest things that they can do that no one really likes is they can destroy all of your gear. Whenever they spray out their little stuff, get out of the way and make sure that you're not in its path, because guess what? It will destroy everything you own, and repair bills can be costly. They're not hard to actually beat. Try to stay on the side of them. I usually try to pull this one down to an area where it's a little easier for me to keep track of him. If you need to just run by him, he can't actually get through the door beyond where he's standing right there. So if you need to just run by him and get through, you don't even really have to fight him if you don't wish. These guys are what primarily drop most of the red Titanite these days. You used to be able to get it from the bugs in the very beginning in the demon ruins, but they don't really drop red Titanite as much. These guys will drop red Titanite chunks, and as a rare drop, they can also drop red Titanite slabs. The very first time that you come up here, you want to be human, and you will also want to be very careful, because I kind of stumbled into this not thinking much about it, but the first time you come through here, you've got to fight a pyromancer, which I am fixing to do. But also, you will have to fight the last of the NPCs here. And honestly, I thought it was... this person's bad enough on their own. I thought that before we had fought Kirk for the last time, actually we fight him 3 times, and this is the last time that we fight him. So I was wrong about that. But you definitely want to kill this pyromancer as fast as you can. Kirk is actually the least of your problems here. That pyromancer can be fairly vicious. And as you see, that this is the first time that Kirk has really gotten a very good advantage on me. He did a tremendous amount of damage in this particular go-through. Alright. Once you've actually defeated all 3 instances of Kirk, if you go back to the Daughter of Chaos room, there was that little hallway that kind of seemed to not go anywhere, just to a dead end. There'll be a new body there now, and that will actually have all of the thorn armor on it. So go down there and check that out. Of course, there's the boss. Real easy to get to at this particular point, but we don't want to go down there just yet. As you can see, he doesn't appear to be going anywhere, so as long as you don't get too close to him, he will not attack you at all. He'll just stand there and let you kill him from range if you really wish. And down he goes. Nope, not a secret wall. Now this place can get a little confusing at times. Of course, it's easy to get right up to the boss because it's directly on the way. However, if you want to get to the area that I'm about to, or coming back from the other direction where the shortcut is, the one where we actually killed the bugs and saved Knight Solaire, well, that's a little harder to find. But if you look around, you'll actually find this branch right over here, which is not immediately apparent, but this will help take us down to the next level. There's that item we were looking for. Oddly enough, doing a plunging attack here is a little more complicated than it seems. Mainly because there's just not a lot of room to fall, so getting a plunging attack here is, well, difficult. Alright, that completes getting the extra items right around in here. Now you notice this is where we first came through, so we need to go back up and hit that log. Even though it's right there, it's actually fairly easy to miss. Thankfully, this place is really not all that big. No, went for a plunging attack there and didn't quite get it. Okay, this right here is actually the other side to the shortcut into Izalith. And in the middle of this path is the only Titanite demon that respawns whenever you sit down at a bonfire. He also happens to be the toughest Titanite demon of them all. Even wearing heavy armor, he can easily kill you in a very short period of time. So take that in consideration. Although they are fairly weak to lightning, so use that to your advantage. Now be careful here. This is designed to be a trap. My recommendation is just to walk over to that side there and gently kind of nudge your way in. Now the floor in here falls down and reveals a path leading downwards. In the center of it, you can actually see there are several Chaos Eaters down there and a poisonous muck to, well, muck through. Now what I like to do is I like to try to go ahead and get these guys started poisoning them up so they have time to die while I'm on my way down. Exactly how you're going to do this depends on what you want the outcome of Sigmar's quest to be. If you want to get the Titanite slab from him, then what you're going to want to do is kill 3 of them that are down there instead of all 4 of them. You'll want to damage the 4th one, but not completely kill it. Then, and only then, talk to him, and he will offer you the ability to jump down with him and fight this monster. Now, what you'll need to do there is kill the monster quickly, help him finish it off, talk to him, make sure that he's got good health, and immediately log off and log back on, because he will take poison damage while he's down there, and it can kill him. So immediately talk to him, log off, log back on, and that will get rid of him. Now, if you just want the ring, what you're going to want to do is just kill all 4 of them before you even bother talking to him. This is actually the way that you'll eventually come back up. You can go down this way to finish off those guys if you wish, although it's just as easy to go over to where Sigmar is. You can hit most of them from right there. So there, we got our poison started on that one. Getting ready to move over and start poisoning up the second one here. Now, I made the mistake of using poison on all of them, and by the time that I had let the counter tick down and then talked to Sigmar, the Chaos Eater died, so I wound up being forced into the stoneplate ring scenario. I was eventually going to go for just getting the stone slab because I could get the ring later. There are some people, however, who decide that if they're going to get both of them, and what you'd have to do is you would have to make sure that you complete the slab quest, meet up with him and his daughter in the Great Hollow, and then he will give you the stone slab, then you'll have to kill them both in order to get the ring. I'm not a huge fan of killing NPCs, so that option was straight out for me. Okay, got our poison tickers on those three. We got a little more work to do here. Okay, we're damaging up the last one here. So we got our poison counter started. And I wish that I could have stepped back and taken some of my own advice before I had actually done that. Or talked to him just a little sooner would have also helped. There's also one more of these guys over that direction. So probably a safe bet would be wait until he's got about half-life before talking. But you'll want to make your conversation short. Perhaps even waiting that long might be a little too late. As I said, there's actually another one over that direction, and I was going to go ahead and see if I couldn't hit that tentacle that's kind of sticking out there and see if we can't get him poisoned up so he can be on his way of dying too while we're finishing off the rest of this. Hitting him, however, seems to be a bit more tricky considering that, I don't know, the hitbox on one of those arms is actually quite small. But we eventually find the spot that'll make it happen. So I waited way too long.
Excuse me, must be the wall. No, don't tell me. No, you need not be ashamed.
Because he died during the conversation and it changed it.
I have run up quite a debt to you. Perhaps the time. Oh, wait. Did you defeat those dire creatures? Well, wonderful. Take this.
Anyway, you actually get a really cool ring out of it.
I feel like I'm always thanking you. I curse my own inability.
So it's not a complete loss. And that will conclude my quest with Sigmar. If you do actually help him defeat the last ones, what will happen is that you will find him and his daughter. You will find them in Ash Lake. And then all you have to do is just talk to him there, and he will give you the Titanite slab. Of course, using the rusted iron ring makes traveling through these mucky places that much easier. And take care of this last guy. He's not to be included in the Sigmar quest, in case you might be wondering if leaving him alive would do it. Obviously not. It's only the 4 that are directly below him that are part of that quest. And also, those 4 never respawn, so not a lot of good respawn action on them. Can't add them into a farm. They do, however, make up for it by giving you a couple of red shards and a few green shards. See me looking around corners here, looking for additional enemies. Always a good habit to get into. Keep your shield up and peek around corners. Now these are just bottomless pits here, so fall in them means pretty much doom. Now, as you can tell, you can't see the chain on this one, so I had to check this one manually. And then just to make sure, I checked it a few more times. And now you have your red Titanite slab. I've tried farming the few of these Chaos Eaters that remain for another red Titanite slab and had absolutely zero luck on it. Hope anybody else who decides to do the same thing has better luck than I do. I made the run probably a dozen or so times with absolutely no luck, and it could take you 2 dozen, 3 dozen times in order to get one. And I don't think I was really willing to put in that much time and effort. You can see this is our exit up to where the other last Chaos Eater was. But poison took care of him, so he's already dead. We just got to go gather up his loot. And that will complete this part of our Dark Souls walkthrough. Remember, if you've liked these videos, please click the like button. And if you'd like to hear more of these, click subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.